Hey G-Force Fiends and Coaster Queens, my name is Buddy, I love rides, and today we're at Cedar Point again. It is Saturday, May 13th, a week after opening day, and we're gonna see how busy the park is. It's pretty overcast, it's rainy, usually that keeps the crowds away, but since it is a Saturday and the park did just open, we'll see if it's enough to keep the crowds down. I have some footage from last week where I was in line, and we'll compare it to footage this week to see if it's shorter, longer. I'm hoping it's going to be a nice day. I can only stay for the morning, so I'm going to be leaving by probably about 1 or 2 o'clock, and we'll see how much we can get done in that time. It's about 30 minutes after early entry, so let's beeline over to the early entry rides and see what we can get on. So my plan for this morning was going to be to hop on Wild Mouse for the early entry, but since it's raining, it looks like Wild Mouse isn't open. All the spinny rides are opening, and also Gatekeeper's open. So we're going to walk over there, see how long the wait is, hop in line. And this is a 15-minute wait, so we're gonna hop in, see how quick it goes. All right, so we're hopping in line. It's 9:38. It said 30 minutes, not 15, so we'll see how long it takes. Hopefully less than 30. It doesn't look like it should be that bad. This ride is usually crazy high capacity, and right now there shouldn't be any fast lane, so we'll see. I'll let you know when I get off. All right, so we got in line at, 9:38, and it is 9:58 now. Already got off the ride, so 20-minute wait, not as bad as the 30-minute wait. I guess we're gonna explore the boardwalk. I gotta use the restroom because it was a 2-hour drive, and I hopped on a roller coaster, so I'll meet you after that. Maybe we'll be able to hop on Max Air. We'll see if it's open. Hopefully it will be, it's one of my favorites. All right, so the park just opened. Max Air's not quite open yet. So one of my tips is to not wait in line for a line that isn't open. You don't know when it's gonna open. And especially when you're early in the morning, it's kind of a waste of time to just sit there and wait. So I'm gonna go check to see how long the line is for Raptor. It should be early enough that it shouldn't be too crazy yet, but there is a group of people out there. And if that's nuts, then I'll move down the midway and see what else is open. So in the morning, keep your options flexible, keep moving around. There's no use standing in a line that's not open. All right, so the line for Raptor doesn't look too crazy. They're saying it is a 30-minute line, so you know what? It's 10:03. We're gonna hop in and see how long it takes. So we've been in line about 30 minutes, so it's a little bit longer than a 30-minute wait, but we are pretty close to the station, so it might be about 35. But I checked on the app, and the ride is currently a 60-minute wait, and looking at the line, it definitely is 60 minutes. So I would not recommend riding Raptor first thing in the morning, unless you are literally one of the first 100 or so people through the gate right when it opens. Since it's not open for early entry this year, there's pretty much a mad rush to get there right at the beginning, and there's a big line for fast lane too, so that's going to slow down the operations as well. So maybe don't do Raptor first thing in the morning, but it seemed to work out for me. Just a little bit over 30 minutes. I'll catch you after the ride. Ooh, I gotta put my glasses on. All right, so just got off Raptor. That was a 40-minute wait precisely. Got off at 10:43. So not too bad for first thing in the morning, and it is sprinkling, so I'm usually a fan of the front row on Raptor, but this time got the second to the front, which on a day when it's raining, I'm going to say that that's the pro tip, so that way the front row gets to suffer through the splattering in your face. I had to do that in Gatekeeper, and it was a little jarring, so I looked at the app. Max Air has a 15-minute wait, which is a little long for me. I like that one to be around 10 minutes. I saw Corkscrew had a short wait, so I'm going to head there. And also I could tell from Raptor that the Wild Mouse was cycling, so I'm going to keep my eye on that on the app to see if it opens. Hoping it does today so I can get a second ride on it, but we'll see. Oh, and I also forgot that Valraven is currently cycling as well, but that one's at a 45-minute wait. Valraven is not one of my favorites in this park. It's a fine ride, but I think SheiKra at Busch Gardens Tampa is better. And I actually think Raptor is a better ride than Valraven is, so I'm happy to have waited 40 minutes for Raptor and not 45 for Valraven. So, you know your priorities. Pick them. Mine aren't Valraven. And also, when you're coming early in the season, be sure to adjust your plans. So I really wanted to get on Derby Downs today, but unfortunately, whoop, this ride will not open today. So, gotta adjust my plans, figure out what I want to do. Guess I'll have to make a different video. That was going to be part of the one I was going to make today. Alright, now I'll meet you at Corkscrew. Alright, so we're at Corkscrew, and it says that it is a 30-minute wait on the sign, which is way longer than I'm willing to wait to ride Corkscrew. So we're going to keep on moving and go to Magnum, which says it has a shorter wait, and Magnum also has a higher capacity. So Magnum should be able to power through the people faster. The first couple hours when you're at the park are really the most important, where you can get on a ton of rides. So know your limits for how long you're willing to wait for things and enforce them. I'm not going to waste 30 minutes waiting for a 2-second Corkscrew ride. Instead, I'd rather go on a classic hypercoaster. So, meet you at Magnum. Alright, so at Magnum, the sign is in between 5 and 15 minutes, and that is an appropriate wait to wait at the beginning of the day. Alright, so right now, it is 10:54. We'll see how long it takes to get. Meet you at the end. So, just got off of Magnum XL200, and it was a little bit longer than the 10-minute wait. It was actually about 30 minutes. They were running one train, I didn't realize that. So about 15 minutes into my wait, they shut down to add another train onto the track, which took about 10 minutes. So hopefully that'll make everybody's wait a little bit shorter later on in the day, but a little bit longer for me. I don't mind, 30 minutes isn't terrible for Magnum. It's a fantastic ride, and I would much rather wait 30 minutes for that than to wait 30 minutes for Corkscrew. So I saw Steel Vengeance opening, which probably not going to want to wait in the line for that, but we'll see how long it is. As a Prestige Plus member, I get one free fast lane every time I come to the park, and since my husband has one too, I usually redeem his when he's not here, so I'll have 2 fast lanes. Steel Vengeance has a really long line, then I'm going to use one of those instead. It's actually turning out to be a really beautiful day. Been here for, what is it, 3 hours now? Yeah, 3 hours, gotten on 3 rides. Not too bad, taking it slow. So in a perfect world, I'd hop on Gemini right now. It's one of my favorite drops in the whole park, but it's delayed today. So I'm gonna keep moving, keep walking to Steel Vengeance, and we'll see what the line's like over there. Catch you there. You know what? I just saw a Cedar Creek Mine ride running, so let's check that out and see how long the wait for that one is. Oh, that looks like a long wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna wait through that. What does that say, 45 minutes? That's a no. No. All right, I'm gonna go to the general store and get my fast passes instead. That's one of the things that I'm going to talk about in the future on this channel is season passes and how to pick the right one for you. So this year, I knew I was going to be making a whole bunch of trips to Cedar Point, but I've been enough times that I don't need to get on every single ride every single time I come. So I'm happy to have one ride and leave, which is why I chose to get the Prestige Pass and actually the Prestige Plus Pass, because we're also going to be traveling this year, so I want to go to different Cedar Fair parks. What that means is, every day I come, I get an individual use fast lane, which is very, very useful if you want to hop on Steel Vengeance and Maverick, 2 of the biggest hitters in this park. I can do that with a minimal wait every single time I come, so the Prestige Pass was the right choice for me. You could also look into getting an all-season fast lane, which is, I think, a little bit of overkill, but you know what? If you really, really love roller coasters, that's the one for you. In the future, maybe I'll compare some different pass types on different chains too. Cedar Fair versus SeaWorld versus Disney. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in hearing any of that. Otherwise, I'll catch you at Steel Vengeance. So, turns out Steel Vengeance wasn't open yet. So, like I said, not going to wait in a line today for a ride that's not open. We'll come back later. I think I'm going to go to Maverick. Try getting a fast lane on that. see how long the line is for that. If it's gonna be a 30-minute fast lane late, I'm probably not gonna do it, but we'll see. Catch you over there. So we're about 3 hours into the park day. It's 11:44 actually. An hour and 40 minutes into the park day, and Maverick is already at a 1 hour line for standby, which seems about average for Maverick. It's a really popular ride, not a whole lot of capacity. So if you're wanting to get on Maverick, I would recommend either making it your first or last ride of the day. It's usually pretty busy the whole day long. So I'm gonna try to see what the fast lane line is like. I'll catch you there. You know what? I'm gonna use my fast lane because I have seen that line a whole lot longer in the past, so it shouldn't be too bad right now. Current time is 11:45. I'll let you know what time I get off. So the receipt I got for my Prestige Pass, well actually for my husband's Prestige Pass, looked a little funny today. It was weird, so I tried to use it at Maverick, and the guy called, and he said it says that it is a fast lane, not a fast lane plus, so I can't use it at Maverick. So I'm gonna walk to Millennium Force, see if I can use it there, and then either I'll do Maverick or Steel Vengeance, whichever is open with my remaining Fast Pass. Woo. Love that. It's been a nice day. Hasn't been too crowded. It's actually been really, really empty. I'm thinking the threat of rain is keeping people away. And I think as the day goes on, it's gonna stay empty. It's gonna get more beautiful, and more rides are gonna open. So keep our fingers crossed. And I'll update you throughout the day. Got about another 2 hours left until I need to leave. So let's see what I can get done. While you're walking down Frontier Trail, if you have never stopped in the barnyard, I definitely recommend it. Animals are adorable. It's a nice place to take a break for a little while. You can even buy some feed. It's $5 this year. Or, pro tip, you can just take some of the hay that's in the enclosures with the goats and give it to the alpacas. They love it. I don't know if it's good for them, but they eat it. So you could save yourself $5. All right, we're here at Millennium Force, the biggest, baddest ride of the year 2000. The future's riding on it. We're gonna see what the cast member says at the front for Millennium Force, so here we are.
And it was at this point that my microphone stopped working for the day, so you get a voiceover from here on out. So while I was waiting in line for Millennium Force, the ride actually went down due to rain. They were taking quite a while to remove all but one train from the tracks, so I actually decided to get out of line and to go look at the Rougarou line. And as soon as I got out, the train restarted. So you know what? Sometimes that happens. I walked over to Rougarou. The app said it had a 5-minute wait. In actuality, it had a 45-minute wait, which is way longer than I'd be willing to wait for Rougarou. At this point, the rain had picked up, so I decided to wait it out in the Millennium VIP Lounge, which is another perk of the Prestige Plus membership, along with preferred parking as well. I like stopping in here to grab some snacks. They usually have Doritos, some cookies, some water, so it's a nice little midday break. At this point, I decided to walk towards Frontier Town to see how Skyhawk was doing. It's one of my favorite rides in the park. And if I've learned anything, it's that you can't quite trust the wait times on the app. So the app was saying 15 minutes, and I wanted to see if that was accurate. Decided to walk over and saw that the line was very, very short. So I was actually able to get on Skyhawk in under 5 minutes, which was well below the quoted 15-minute wait time on the app. So always be sure to go check the ride to see how long the line actually is. It's not always the same as what the app says. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter. So Rougarou was longer, Skyhawk was shorter. You just gotta check to make sure. After riding Skyhawk, I decided to walk over to Steel Vengeance to use my Fast Pass because the line for Steel Vengeance had already gotten to be an hour and a half at that point, and I was curious to see how long it would take to go through the Fast Pass line. One of the new things for Steel Vengeance for this year that they didn't used to do is now you can no longer bring fanny packs in line with you. So I actually had to go rent a locker to put my fanny pack in, and then made it through the line. The quote for the Fast Pass line was 30 minutes, and it was exactly 30 minutes from entry to exit. However, once I got off the ride, I realized I had completely and totally forgotten my locker number. So I was a madman, pressing my code into every single locker in the area. Don't be like me. Remember your locker number if you have to get one at Steel Vengeance. It's more difficult to remember the number than it is to remember your birthday and a color and an image for the lockers that are inside the line, but just maybe write it down in your hand, or if you can put it in your phone or something. Yeah. It was embarrassing. Don't lose your locker number. After riding Steel Vengeance, I walked over to Maverick to see how long the line for that one was, since the Steel Vengeance people took my weird Fast Pass, Maverick people wouldn't, so I decided to use my normal Fast Pass on Maverick. This was a very short line for Maverick. I ended up waiting under 15 minutes. You can see they were doing a really good job of keeping the station clear, assigning you to specific rows. I haven't ridden the back in a long time, and that is a wild, wild ride. Once I got off of Maverick, I was just about done with my time at the park, so I decided to walk towards the front. I was going to check to see how long the queue for Max Air was, since I do love Max Air and wanted to get on it. Got some nice shots of Valraven and Raptor and Millennium Force. Love that little Ohio hidden text there that the park denies, but B&M says it's there. So walked over to Raptor, and then made my way to Max Air, where Max Air actually had a 30-minute wait. So that was too long for me, and I needed to get out of there. So here you can see me walking out of the park. Overall, this was a pretty good day. I got on 5 roller coasters. 2 of them I had to use a fast lane for. It was more crowded than I had expected it to be, and the crowds did stay throughout the entire day. So if you're going to be at Cedar Point on a Saturday, and it's the only day that you're visiting for the year, I would definitely recommend getting a fast lane or fast lane plus. If you're going to be back again in the year, I would recommend scheduling your visit for a day that's less busy than a Saturday, and especially less busy than one of the first Saturdays in May. You can usually be a lot more dead in the park on the weekdays in May, weekdays in June, and also weekdays and sometimes even weekends in early August. As long as you're not in the Halloween weekend season, it should be pretty quiet. So overall, this was a great day at Cedar Point. Don't let the rain deter you. It might deter the crowds a little bit, which will work out well for you. Sometimes the rides will be closed, so be sure to adjust, and always, always, always take advantage of any early entry and the first couple hours inside the park. That's where you can get on the most rides, so be sure to have your priorities and have an idea about how long you're willing to wait for each ride. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, especially if you have any tips for visiting early in the season at Cedar Point. Hopefully on future videos, my microphone will work for the full thing, so you don't have to hear a voiceover from me. But otherwise, my name's Buddy. You've been fantastic, and I will catch ya on the flippity flip.